Good morning, welcome back to our channel. So we live on almost 16 acres on a growing homestead. We are learning as we go. And part of the reason that we have all of the animals that we have and continue to get more is because our oldest daughter is passionate, and I mean passionate in an obsessive way, about homesteading. And so she talks us into a lot of things, and she loves doing the work and really just taking ownership. And so that is probably the biggest reason that we started in the beginning. Of course, now our whole family is really enjoying the benefits that come from raising your own animals and your own food, and just being able to provide for your needs in that way. So as time has gone on and we've acquired more and more animals, we started dividing up the chores among our kids. Of course, like I said, our daughter Bella likes to take ownership of a lot of it, so the percentage of chores that she does is much greater than the other kids because she takes on the things that she just feels like she wants to do herself, or that she feels very passionate about. So this morning I'm going to walk you around and show you what each person does in the morning. So we also have some evening chores, and you know what, I think I'll show you those too at the end, just so that you can get a good glimpse of what they do before bed on the farm. This is continually changing, so if we check back a couple months from now, it will be different because the needs here on the homestead keep changing. Right now we are in the heat of summer. I mean, it is morning and I'm already dripping in sweat. It's supposed to get up to 105, I think, by the end of the week, or 104. It's hot, and so the needs on the homestead reflects that. And we also try to get out early to do chores because obvious reasons. So let me walk you around and show you from our oldest Bella, who's going to be 16 in a couple months, down to the youngest helping member, who's James at 4 years old. Younger than him. They like to follow us around, but they don't actually help yet. Samuel's morning job is feeding the rabbits in these cages. So most of our rabbits are on grass, but these are the mamas that when they have babies, the babies can't eat the grass yet. So they are in these separate cages. So how much food do you give them?
A scoop each, unless they already have a lot.
Samuel's also wet because this morning he helped me to wash out and refill the pool.
And I try to take the nozzle off with the hose on.
So I care for the garden. I do have lots of helpers who enjoy coming out and picking vegetables with me, but yeah, they just kind of come for fun, help once in a while. So in the mornings and in the evenings are when I like to come into the garden because it's the coolest time of day. I will spend an hour in the mornings just, kind of doing a little bit of weeding here and there and picking vegetables, tying up tomatoes, whatever needs to be done. And watering things. I have
some tomatoes.
I have seeds planted for a fall crop, and so those are really sensitive to heat right now, so I water those. Overall, I don't water the garden every day. I use a mulching system that, because of the way it keeps the moisture in the soil, I don't have to water very often. However, it's been crazy hot over here for weeks, and so I'm probably watering maybe twice a week during this hot spell. Once a week setting up a sprinkler to give it a really good soaking, and then once of just going around and watering the more sensitive plants.
So my job is bringing food and water to all these bunnies, and they kind of get desperate.
Yep. So you could walk here.
Not as fun.
This area is where our pigs used to be kept. We moved them into the woods to give them some fresh eating. But the boys keep a bucket of rabbit feed there in the pig house. Yeah. That way they don't have to walk back to the barn. And it stays out of the rain. That's always the thing. Whatever works. Kids can do chores any way they want as long as they get done. This rabbit tractor gets moved to fresh grass every day, so Bella will be pulling it over there. So they have fresh grass to eat, but the pellets are just something extra for them.
Wait, Mom. You gotta come.
So for some of our younger ones, you know, it may be more logical, instead of giving them their outdoor job, it may be more logical just to, you know, group that job in with one of the older kids who's doing the job right next to it. You know, like Silas could do 2 cages of rabbit feeds instead of James walking all the way up there. However, it's for a different purpose. It's not necessarily to lighten a huge load or, you know, because we really need them to, but it's to teach them to contribute to the family. It's to teach them the quality of work, to give them a feeling of responsibility that there is something besides themselves that depends on them. I actually was reading an article that a woman was writing about her reflections on this topic, and she was saying how she had read a study that interviewed kids who had attempted suicide. And kids were from all different life situations. You know, everything was different except for one thing. For those who didn't go through with it, when they were asked why, there was a common thread. I'm over here, buddy. I'm gonna come see your job next. And the common thread was that they all had something other than themselves that depended on them. What would happen with my dog if I wasn't there to feed her? Or what would happen with my younger sister who I take care of? Or whatever it may be, there was something important that they felt a responsibility for. That's really big.
I give my rabbit food every morning. Look, he ate all his food. And he moved it. My rabbit is a strong guy. And this is Meadows. And he can't even lift this up. He can lift this up. This is heavier than this.
He is strong.
Yeah. He moved it all the way over there. I go in here and lift this up. Put it back in, and then I set this on.
Good work. So our kids' jobs frequently change because the needs on our homestead change. And actually, that rabbit that James is feeding is Bella's breeding male rabbit. And she was telling me the other day, I kind of don't want him on food right now because it's better not to have the males get too overweight, and he's got fresh grass, but she just doesn't have the heart to switch James to a different job because he's so proud of doing that job. So I don't know. We might think of another one that's really important and then kind of ease him over gently. Is this how you grow muscles?
My job is to fill all of these rabbits' water.
One, two, 6, 12, 9, put a pin.
Bella milks in the mornings, among other things, which we will follow her around and show you what she does.
And in the evenings.
Milking right now is pretty fast, right, Bella?
Yeah, it only takes about 10 minutes.
Fern's not given a whole lot right now because of various reasons, and so Bella can just milk it out quickly and then she's done.
Honestly, if I was milking a half gallon or a gallon, it would probably take about the same time.
Right, it doesn't take too much more. Also, the really gross pond is now blocked off so that Fern can't go get in it. She was laying in it and absolutely covered in mud, so that was making the job harder to clean her. But look at how clean and beautiful she is now.
Yeah.
We had to block her out. Plus, we had a scare where she actually slipped and fell in it, and it was pretty frightening. So, gotta take care of our Fern that we love. Eat all your food, girl. We're hungry this morning.
I found that I like it better when I finish 2 quarters out before I start the next, because I don't like ending. Ending's very tedious. You have to get every drop out. That's honestly what makes it take a lot of time. If we were calf shearing, then like I'd be done right now on these 2 quarters.
Right, because when we would leave the last little bit, and she does a great job.
Right now, my morning job is watering all the plants around the house. Hey, Mom.
These pans get really nasty.
So up here at the top of our property, we have some smaller animals. We have meat chickens in one tractor and rabbits in other tractors. They call them tractors because these are movable homes. You just wheel them around. So Bella pulls these to a new spot each day. And then also because it's up at the top of the property, in order to save them the hassle of pulling the hose up here every day, they use this. This is Fern's, our dairy cow's water trough, and so they'll just dip out of there to refill the rabbits and the chickens' waters, and then this trough will get refilled.
They kind of eat it all by the time the next feed comes, so just don't worry about pans.
There is one with the stuff on it, the corn on its back, and another with nut, and he was pecking it.
And each one of those pans holds 2.5 gallons, and they drink that in one day. All of those thirsty little babies. Some days when it's hot, they drink more. You're not going to like this, you just had water. They like their food.
So those are Bella's like everyday jobs, but then there's other things that she does, you know, maybe once a week.
Every day, but not every day. Every other day, sometimes.
Well, there's things that you do like once a week. Like she'll clean out the chicken coop or clean your rabbit the mom's cages.
And cages.
Scrubbing out the waters for the cows.
Scrubbing out all the chicken waters. I do once a week. Every other day, or every day, honestly. If somebody hasn't done it, then I usually change chicken waters because we're going through that. They're going through that every day.
Jeremiah filled chicken waters
Rabbit
today.
waters is usually like every day and then every week. Scrubbing the containers.
So there's just other
hay.
things as she sees a need. Oop, I'm holding you guys crooked, sorry.
Rabbit
as
hay.
she sees a need, then she will
Pig water.
do those things. And sometimes then, like Jeremiah this morning, I was so proud of him. He saw a need that the chicken waters for our main free-range chickens, he saw that it was empty, and our dogs. And so he got the hose and filled that up. That's awesome. That's what I'm going for. So teaching kids to work by giving them daily chores is step one. But the next level is teaching them to see something that needs to be done and do it with their own initiative without having to be told. So obviously Bella is good at that because that's her passion. But for everybody else, that's what we're working on here, is look for a need and fill the need.
I feed pigs every morning. I feed the adult pigs, which are down here by the house, and then up in our small pasture is the piglets.
So because the piglets get grain, but Lily doesn't, we made this little enclosure that she can't get into.
Not happy.
She's not happy. She has lots of good hay, don't you, Lily girl?
And a lot of flies.
Yeah. Lily is our belted Galloway calf, and she is still so skittish around people. I'm thinking we should start bringing treats to her, Leo. As our homestead has grown, we're always on the lookout for systems because systems make things more efficient. So, for example, pig waters. That used to be a huge job. The troughs had to be low enough to the ground for the pigs to drink out of, but that meant that they could climb in them, dump them over, get them really either disgusting or completely empty. We were having to refill waters in 3 different locations, sometimes multiple times a day. It was not working. So, Jason found these big barrels, and we bought nipple waters, and he fastened them at the bottom by drilling a hole in that big barrel. And voila! Now pig waters is a once a week job, and the pigs always have clean, fresh water available. So it's those little things that can make a huge difference in simplifying the chores that need to be done on your homestead.
So Silas and me are the grain soakers. We soak grain for the chickens, the meat birds, and the pigs.
And the cow.
Yeah, the cow. Cow has been my job for a long time.
Not all the cows, just the dairy cow.
Yeah.
It's the only one who gets done.
We just got I don't know where we got it from, but it's like a grain scooper, or who knows what it is. People use it for all kinds of stuff.
Yep, and our mixture is whole grain, barley, oats,
And corn.
Organic corn. And we do this at night so that it ferments overnight and is more digestible. So they know the amounts. Each bucket, you can see they're different colors, and each bucket goes to a different animal, and each animal gets a different amount depending on how much that type of animal eats. And so the boys just know who gets what.
I used to soak the grain for the ducks and feed it to them.
Oh yeah, definitely a duck.
Until they flew away.
Until they left us. So Fern also gets alfalfa,
Which is super hard to scoop.
which is really hard to scoop, but she gets that. We buy these hard alfalfa
We just got
cubes
2 more.
that are for horses, but when you soak them, they break down and become really nice and
It
soft
takes
and
her
yummy.
probably the whole time to just eat them up.
Hey, Mom. I think Buckeyes use
Watch out.
these for candy scoopers.
They have like locks on them you can lock, which is cool. Once one side goes on, one side goes wow. There.
Mistress Mary, by contrary, how does your garden grow?
Bailey, I know the camera can't see you. I'm sorry, Bailey. Oh, let's cry together. Oh, cry. Oh wait, no, don't bite me. No kisses, Bailey. No kisses. Tell the camera hi. Bailey, no.